economic crisis worldwide. And I developed chronic fatigue syndrome. I didn't have energy to even get out of bed. And I know if any of you are facing financial situations personally in your business, I know how it felt to have a foreclosure notice on my front door. So you're not alone. I want you to realize that your worth is not never equal. You're more like precious and priceless. So if any circumstances that you lost your job or you lost your business, I got laid off 4 times throughout my business career. And I built businesses and I failed a couple times, like the real estate business crashed. And I only succeeded at my second try at the home-based brand business, the personal franchise business, I'm calling it right now. And that's because none of what you experienced or what your skill set or expertise have been lost. You build upon that. You never know when you utilize it down the road. It's kind of like the universe or God, you believe that is guiding you to becoming more of who you are and on the right path. And that's when I realized, after crash to the ground, like I couldn't even get up, I'm like, you have that voice. I know you do.
What if you were the living embodiment of all pervasive peace? What if all sentient beings all around you increase their vibration towards harmony by merely being in your contact? What if, through conscious reasoning, focused will, and intentional living, you reform yourself, thereby becoming a catalyst in sparking transformation in others? I'm Shilpa Lewis, meditation, mindset, and mindfulness coach for midlife mompreneurs, and you are listening to Omnipresent Awareness, the podcast that will inspire you to use your story to serve humanity in not just healing, but thriving as souls, each fulfilling their highest purpose. Namaste. Thanks for tuning in to Omnipresent Awareness. This is your host, Shilpa Lewis, and welcome back. Okay, so I'm running a little challenge as I'm trying to get more people to discover this podcast and the conversations that inspire those who value personal growth. And the best way to do that is to leave reviews. You can leave a review on Spotify, Google Podcast, or Apple Podcast. So here's a little request from me to you. If you feel like you have received any value at all from these episodes, then please write a little review and take a screenshot of your review. Once you've done that, email that screenshot to me at omnimindfulness@gmail.com. Once I get your screenshot, you will receive one of my infographics. Spark your meditation practice through Sankalpa. Sankalpa is the Sanskrit word for intention setting. Along with this, you'll receive a link to my guided meditation where you can daily practice intention setting with some inspirational music and breath work. This infographic, along with the guided meditation, is guaranteed to have you start your practice for meditation with a spark. It is my gift for you for being a listener, being a supporter, and of course for you to be able to manifest the best meditation practice. So thank you for showing up, listening, and being inspired, and most importantly, taking action. I appreciate you. So again, please don't forget to take a screenshot of your review and send it to omnimindfulness@gmail.com, and I will send you that infographic and the link to the guided meditation. We are now in the season of Seeds of Abundance, which is our 3rd podcast season honoring spring, new mindsets, and abundance. This season will cover mindful money mindset, movement and healing, law of attraction, and embracing the feminine energy. Next up, Li Min Wang. Li Min graduated with a double degree in information computer science and biology. While science and arts came naturally to her, early on, her deep intuition guided her to become an entrepreneur. Through grit and perseverance, she has overcome both personal and professional challenges. Li Min is now a business strategist, author, and speaker. She helps professionals, entrepreneurs, and business owners gain clarity on their brilliance, stand out in the industry, and attract their ideal clients. She is also an award-winning IT professional who has regularly closed on deals for 5, 6, and 7-figure contracts. She has over 10 years of experience in technology as a project manager and is a top account executive in IT training. As an entrepreneur, Li Min grew her real estate portfolio from 0 to 14 rental properties across 7 states. She also simultaneously developed a brand marketing business generating over $2 million in revenue within 3 years. Her mission is to empower entrepreneurs to express their gifts and achieve financial independence. Her signature coaching program includes a practical law of attraction guide to help her clients create their $1 million business strategy. And now, here's Li Min. Welcome, Li Min. I am so honored to have you here today. How are you doing?
I'm so glad and such a pleasure and honor to be on your show today.
Absolutely. It's been something we've been talking about for a while. So, just to get started, maybe you can share with our audience a little bit about your background and how you arrived as becoming a woman entrepreneur.
Thank you so much, Shilpa. And how many of you have been told about your life path? And then that's what I started with. And growing up in Taiwan, I was told that if I study hard, get good grades, get a good job, and my life is all set. Have you ever heard that before? I follow that and, thinking that climbing corporate ladder is the way to go. So I studied hard, got A's, got into UC Irvine, and that's where Shilpa and I are alumni, fellow anteaters.
Yes, we have a connection with UC Irvine.
I started out in a pre-med major because I thought I wanted to become a doctor. And what happened was that I realized when I went to practice in a hospital environment, I didn't like it, even though I loved science. So I double majored in information computer science. That's where Shilpa and I have the same major in the same school. How interesting, serendipity. And that's when I thought it could be a safe career path. Because remember, my mantra was told to me that you get a good grade, get a good job, safe job, and climb the ladder. So that's what I did. And I studied hard and got a good job, I thought. And I climbed the corporate ladder until I thought I landed on my dream job. How many of you have felt that before? I was like, my boss loved me, like they're both women, VP, and I got flexible hours to work anytime I want, and we were the most productive team. And overnight, because the inspirational CEO passed away from cancer, the whole company changed. My dream job became a nightmare. And what happened is I was under pressure, merged into a different department. I was under another manager who used to be my counterpart equal. Now is underpaid, a third or more from my male counterpart, and constantly ridiculed because I was the only woman in a software engineering IT department. And I lost faith in myself. I lost confidence. I became what they thought a bad employee. I couldn't produce. I wasn't performing. I became what they expected of me to be. And when I realized that I actually was starting business on my own, and I started on the journey to personal development in a home-based business, I realized that I have control over my life and who I want to be. I started that entrepreneurial bug because my family owned restaurant business for years. I started working there as a teenager. So I didn't know I have all these business training and ideas, entrepreneurial spirit within me. And so I took that up and I took ownership of my own skill set leadership. I took over a project and moved it to completion, $1 million project, and was completed on time successfully. And I have my own confidence back. That's when I realized that no one can take that away from me. And so I have the calling that I wanted to help women, especially in a corporate career, who have been underpaid, overworked, and also unappreciated, to realize that their value is not limited to their job title, position, salary, or what their colleagues thought of them. They're way beyond that. They have $1 million gift within them. If they can find it, launch it, and they can create their business. So that's why I started in corporate and having two businesses on the side, home-based business and real estate business. Build up to a $1 million portfolio of over 14 properties across 7 different states. and also, and the home-based business where we're building a brand, I call it like a personal franchise business, where I created generating over $2 million within 3 years of that brand.
That's amazing.
Thank you so much. So that's why I love helping women to realize that. Overcome 2008. I don't know if any of you have faced the financial crisis or know anyone have. That's when everything crashed down. So I couldn't hold on to my business. It's a real estate property management business that's a brick and mortar. I invested over $250,000 in it and 20,000 plus a month expenses, and I couldn't keep afloat. And I finally realized that I have to let it go. So I filed bankruptcy. I was so devastated. I was not only bankrupt financially, but spiritually, physically, and emotionally.
And
I
it
was
sounds like you took a hit several times, not only as a woman being challenged to come into the field of information computer science, which in and of itself, just for the audience who's listening, the program she and I were in at UC Irvine was called a Weeder program. It was not easy. And for her to take it up as a second major, and triumphantly you worked through not only the challenges of corporate, where women were struggling to find their voice, and then 2018, it sounds like, again, more life challenges.
2008, yes.
Okay.
And that's when the economic crisis worldwide. And I developed chronic fatigue syndrome. I didn't have energy to even get out of bed. And I know any of you are facing financial situations personally in your business. I know how it felt to have a foreclosure notice on my front door. So you're not alone. I want you to realize that your worth is not never equal. You're more like precious and priceless. So if any circumstances that you lost your job or you lost your business, I got laid off 4 times throughout my business career, and I built businesses and I failed a couple times, like the real estate business crashed, and I only succeeded at my second try at the home-based brand business, the personal franchise business, I'm calling it right now. And that's because none of what you experienced or what your skill set or expertise have been lost. You build upon that. You never know when you utilize it down the road. It's kind of like the universe or God, you believe that is guiding you to becoming more of who you are and on the right path. And that's when I realized, after crash to the ground, like I couldn't even get up. I'm like, you have that voice. I know you do, just like me, that this is not me. I'm not the kind of person who will give up on myself, give up on my dream. But that voice grew louder and louder. I took it up on myself, saying, I gotta get up. And I started rehabbing, with naturopath doctor to build my health back. Because without your health, that's one of the things I want to share with women. It's not about money. It's not your only wealth. Relationship, you have people, relationship with yourself, and your health, fitness, your mindset, your spirit. and your emotional health is all part of your wealth. So when you build your wealth, you're building all these uh, aspects around you. That's when I realized that, well, health is my wealth. I don't have it. I cannot create other wealth. I could not be of any service to myself or other people for that relationship wealth. And that's when I realized I got to build it back. And so, look, I just that I'll share later with you the 3 practice that helped me to get back on my feet and how I created a multi-million-dollar business and how you can use that to build your million-dollar business as well.
What you just shared was this so resonates with the audience. A lot of women often we get so worked up or caught up in all of the different hats we're wearing, and then the hat that is going to support us physically, emotionally, is the one where we take care of ourselves holistically. And like you were saying, to really tap into that, you had to rebuild yourself. And having that chronic fatigue, that is something probably that happens to many of us, and we're not even conscious of it.
Yeah, it's a lot of corporate women, especially around 40s, probably even younger now, because all the pressure to perform and in corporate world. Because I work with ambitious, high-performing women, and we have a lot of high expectation of ourselves, and we put out a lot for companies. And I'm just helping them transition. Like you are helping build $1 million business or build $1 million value for company you work for. Like that's why I was gonna share. Like I come back in second a career. Like I talk about the second act in your life in sales, and I realized for business to succeed, you need to bring in revenue. That's in sales and marketing, and I want to hone my skills even more, even though I've done that through my business. So I decided to come back in the sales career, and I was able to become awarded the #1 salesperson of the year within 18 months of coming back into the second career and become a national finalist in quarterly during that quarter. That's why I created over $10 million in revenue for the companies I work for.
That was during your second act, right?
Yes.
And then you've also along the way had your own businesses, multi-million-dollar businesses.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's why I want you to realize that everything within you that you learn, experience, and develop as skill set, expertise is never lost. Because I'm just leveraging into a different career and from all the knowledge I have experience. And that's why when you come back, we all constantly reinvent ourselves. This is career life. And it doesn't matter who you are, you can do that. And that's how I work with women to discover that, how to transition that from a corporate employee to becoming their own business, their own CEO, and developing that multi-million-dollar brand within themselves. So that's why I get excited coming back to this, that I am an example that I'm still in my corporate career, and I'm building my entrepreneurial, my business company on the side. And so that if you're in the same situation, you can do it as well. I've done that before and left corporate. This is my second act. And, I'm learning a lot through new way to do, branding, social media, personal branding on LinkedIn or different platform. So wherever you are, you can create a personal brand, and that can help launch into your multi-million-dollar business.
And how do you use the law of attraction in building yourself up again and using those principles so that it allows you to create that mindset that it will come?
Yes. And what happened is I'm going to share with you some practical law of attraction to your multi-million-dollar business. Because a lot of times we think, oh my God, it's woo-woo, or it's theoretical. However, here are when I know it's working for me, I follow the 3 of these principles.
And they're practical ones, they're not esoteric.
No, like esoteric is like you want to be able to utilize it in your life. Otherwise, it's just a theory, right? You can read about it, but unless you use it and apply it, it's not going to work for you. So I think that's some of the maybe misconception or that people think if I just read about something, then then I know what to do. But that's not the case in any skills, right? We know that. It's different from reading a book on programming or reading a book on business and you become an entrepreneur or you know how to program unless you do them, right?
Well, and that goes back to your leveraging off of the skill sets. Because one of the funniest comments I received when I was more of a senior in my subfield, which you know about user experience, is someone once asked me, "What's the book I read to become you?" And I thought, well, there are a lot of life lessons I can, and there are a lot of books, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of twists and turns. There's not that one book though.
No, it's so funny. I read, I don't even know how many books. I remember one time I was moving and the mover, I got mover to help. He's like, man, you have a lot of books. You have like 10 bookshelves. I never counted them. I didn't realize I had 10 bookshelves. Nowadays, I get a lot of digital versions because I didn't want to take up that much physical space. It's all the books I read along the way. You never know where the idea comes from that expand your mind or shift your thinking and up level your mindset so that you can become who you want to be, creating your future you that you can bring in and call in the people you want to work with and build your dream life. So the number one practice is be clear on what you want. It sounds really simple. And how many of you have experienced that? I wanted to, for example, I want to buy a car. Then you will see all kind of car because you don't know exactly what you're looking for. Then everything else all look good unless you decided like you can go try it on. So it's kind of like women, we love trying. I love trying on dresses. You don't know until you try it on if it fits you, right? It may look good on the catalog or on the website. Unless you try it, you don't know if it's your size, your style, the color show on your face. Where after you try on many different type of dresses, then you will learn, oh, this color goes well with my skin tone, and this style works for my body type. So you learn as you go trial. So what happens, you got to get clear on what you want. Otherwise, if there's a conflict, then you're going to call on not exactly what you want. For example, I know a lot of the women I work with, you're entrepreneurs and you're business owners. Sometimes, and a lot of people, there are many ways to create businesses and style. And I was trying to do like a small courses because everybody said, oh, you can do courses, it's passive income. It's great. However, whatever you do need to be aligned with who you are. I'm the type of person that I'm used to working with people individually and especially in groups. I've done like training, facilitation with hundreds and thousands of people. And I know that's where I'm a coordinator, a facilitator, and importantly, I'm a live trainer, and that's how I move people from point A to point B. That's what my gift is, moving people and have them during the live session so they walk out with the knowledge, skills, whatever that they come here to use. And I was trying to create this digital product and then selling it for $50 or $90. I'm not saying that that's not profitable, because I'm just saying that it must be aligning to your gift and brilliance.
So that goes back to like a lot of what mindset meditation is about, is being fully embodied, aligned, not only with your core values. It sounds like you recognize through the course of your life lessons, leveraging off of them, that on point number one, that you recognize that to give your gift, you had to arrive fully aligned.
Yes, exactly. So I realized aligning with who I am and what I want to do is helping the ambitious corporate women to build their consulting, coaching, and service-based business and bring in a multi-million-dollar business. I know, that's why I'm like focusing on just helping people create 1,000, 10,000. I've done that before. I've helped people created, thousands of dollars in their business. And however, I was playing small. So when you look at yourself and your journey, what you want to create, I was focusing down on what I could do versus leveraging up to what I already know how to do, and trusting myself and giving myself permission is that when I'm feeling the alignment, you'll know that you feel the energy, you feel excited. So now I'm excited to help women transition and build their $1 million business from their own personal brand. They are creating that value for corporate.
And the word flow comes to mind. You're in flow because of the alignment and because you're really tuned into who you are.
Exactly. So that's why you want to give yourself permission to be who you are, not to be afraid. And then you'll see that, because I invested 5,000, 10,000, even six-figure income, six-figure investment in myself, because I see myself as a startup. I am my own business. I invest in myself. Even if I work in a corporate, I take that part of my salary, I invested in myself to learn and up level to build my business skills and mindset, everything that can help me. So that I know that the kind of women I work with will be the kind of women who value themselves and see themselves as worthy of that investment, because that's the number one thing. Get aligned with who you are, what you want, and invest in yourself.
So one of the podcast guests we had early in the last year, she is a serial entrepreneur in the fitness industry. And one of the things that resonated most with me that sounds like what you're saying is, so she said, know who you are. Because if you're practicing your art, but you're in the wrong environment, then you may not flourish.
Exactly. In the wrong environment, or working with the wrong people. Mm-hmm. Because your gifts are serving specific group of people. This is what I talk about later on. I will share the free gifts. That 5 keys to build a business that fit into your life and your dream style, and working with the women or whoever you want to work with. For me, is working with multi-passionate entrepreneurial women, highly ambitious and high performers, to build their $1 million business and brand. And so that's why it has 5 keys that you gotta, look into. It's a workbook that will guide you through. So we'll share that later. If you're ready for number 2, number 2 is that you gotta take inspired action. What do I mean by that is, one of the reasons people thought probably law of attraction is woo, because they thought if they just sit there and think about it, meditate, which is important. You want to have space to really allow your mind to clear and realize who you are. I have a lot of ideas that come out. You need quiet. However, for life to happen, you need to have transfer that into physical realm, because money, car, house, everything that you need to use in the physical realm, you need to bring it into your physical reality, and to connect that, to take action in the physical world. And what I thought is that, probably not women, just like people think that just, think their way into success, but you got to take action. Like one of my mentors used to say, if you want to have a business, you need to have come out and build something so people can pay you for it.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the principles I use in my coaching approach is I spend a lot of time with people, helping them gain awareness, not only of their mind, body, spirit, and their attitudes, but once you've gone through that due diligence, then you can take action. So I always call it the awareness to action model.
Exactly. So you're taking inspired action. Action that's aligning with who you are, what you want to create. And so that's why they align action, not just any action, but you do need to take actions that are required because that's what transfer to the physical world. And that's when you start doing things, like maybe reach out to clients and build that content that attract your ideal client or what they're looking for, and share what you stand for, who you want to help, how you help them. These are all different ways that you show up and then to taking aligned action to who you are, what you want to create. And then you'll give feedback. That's why when you take action, there's no right or wrong. Just give me feedback, whether it's connecting with what you want to create, either the results or the people that you want to, make your business happen, or, getting back to your health, like what I have to do to rebuild my health. Like I got to exercise. However, I create exercise or do exercise that fit me, my style, kickboxing, dancing. So I'm aligned and I'm happy to do it with my schedule and create a result. So that's when I use feedback. Like, oh, if I do this exercise, I get this result. And then the kind of exercise same thing when you want to create business or generate income, you're just kind of looking at what you're taking action, getting feedback. It's a constant tweaking and adjusting. So allow yourself to some grace, because there's nothing perfect. It's just a way of seeing if it's hitting the target. If not, tweak it.
It's interesting you should say that. I often find myself, whether it's for aligning in my physical body, getting improvement. So let's say I'm aware that, my gosh, I really need to lose a few pounds and get back in shape. And then I suddenly like, well, I love to exercise, but which type and where? And what happens is, and this may happen to some women out there, at least I can raise my hand, it happens to me, is you get caught up in analysis paralysis. The same thing is true for even when I created this podcast. Like, well, what kind of music, what kind of format, what do I say? Do I need more training? I've already spent thousands of dollars. And sometimes you just, like you were saying, take action and then tweak it.
Yes.
And allow yourself to pause and recognize that now you've set the energy. We're all energy. You put things into motion now, and then reflect, pause, and iterate like a programmer.
Yes, I often said that analogy is that if your car is parked, then you're never gonna get to your destination. But once you started driving, you have a general direction. Then you can change your course and adjust, turn around if you need to. However, if your car is in motion, you're in momentum. It's a lot easier to navigate a car that's moving than like thousands of pounds sitting on the side of the road. Like you'll never get anywhere if your car is parked. Same thing. Your dream is not gonna land on your lap if you just park it. You gotta navigate through it. So
it reminds me of a book I read. You might have come across it back in the days, called Plans and Situated Actions. If you have a plan and then you take action, you can then adjust. But if you don't have a plan, you'll never get to the place where you're having situated reactions to them.
Yeah, it's just that plan can change anytime. How many people have how many of you have made plans and like, oops, something happened? So plan changes all the time. Don't get attached to the plan. Get attached what is in your vision, the kind of life you want to create, the kind of person you want to become, the kind of people you want to affiliate with and associate with in your life. And then that's what the law of attraction, principle number one, get clear on what you want.
Yeah, no.
Number three, okay. So number three is look for the sign. Like, what sign? What happened is when you get clear, and then number four, talk about when you take action, and sometimes you get into the action mode, you're doing things, however, you forget just because you haven't landed your six-figure job or you haven't made $1 million in your business or even $1 in your business yet, that you're not on the right path. Because you're gonna look for little signs that you are on the right path. I am guilty of it, just like anyone. We're human, because when we're working, we often think that, oh, if I'm not here at this big goal, I haven't arrived. Truth is, you never arrive. You just an iteration, another up level yourself, and you're getting closer and closer. And there are many times I reached my dream, and then I thought, what's next? Because I didn't have a dream after that dream. Because when I left corporate, had a $1 million business, I thought, oh my God, my life is great. I didn't think what's next. That's why I'm coming back this my purpose. Coming back, it's not about building or having money or income. It's that's what I want women to find. It's about their passion and purpose aligning with who they are, shine and discover their brilliance and monetize their brilliance. So it's more than just money. And so when you come from that space, and then I'm looking at a sign, like, oh, if I haven't created this much because I'm a new capacity of helping women, then it's not working. Actually, no, I'm getting validation on what I talk about. People are resonating. I think I have like a 2,000 view on one of my posts about my life and what I realize about business and career that resonate with a lot of people. So that's a sign that you're on the right path because you're sharing who you are. And the other ones, I actually have people sign up for courses, even though it's part of my offering, and I'm looking to build, a package, a way of working with people. However, the little things, the crumbs I share along the way that are helping people is giving me signs that what I'm creating is on the right path, aligning with my vision, who I want to help, and how I can be of service. So when you're looking at the signs, so look at the little wins along the way. It may not be in terms of money, however, it come from a compliment from somebody, and also a share. I have people sharing my content. That means that they're resonating with it, and the message is getting out. And ultimately, that's what I wanted. The message is inspiring, empowering people to become who they are, to shine as their self. And I share with Shilpa about my vision about you lighting up as your brilliance, little sparkle and light, and you lighting up the people around you, that they're there for you to service them and help them to take to their next level. And then as we all work together and shine our light across the world and the galaxies, kind of like you see the Milky Way, the stars, the sky. And that's what gets me excited, turning on the light each of the women I help and help them to turn on the light in the people they want to help.
You're helping them.
Huh?
You're helping each one spark, and they're now helping others spark.
Yes, and that's a vision I could see. I want to help millions of women to impact millions and creating $1 million business and bringing their gifts, $1 million gifts into the world. And so that's why you look for little signs along the way.
That's beautiful. And I know you've already just inspired me the few times when you and I have connected over this topic. Each time I feel there's been a new spark added, a new wisdom, a new piece of information that will help me navigate my own entrepreneurial life. And I think you covered all three of your points, right?
Yeah, so that's like,
if you could just iterate the titles of all three really quick.
So 3 practical law of attraction to your multi-million-dollar business or brand. Number 1, get clear on what you want. And that could be who you are and what you want to create in the world. Number 2, taking inspired action, because nothing happens in the physical world without you taking action. That's aligning with number 1, who you are, what you want to create, what you want. Number 3, look for the signs. So every little sign counts, because giving like little guidelines on the going back your path. And that's why I want to share with you, nothing you on your path ever lost, or that whoever you are at this moment is enough. You have that $1 million brilliance gift inside of you. It's accumulation of what experience, develop, and your natural gift and talent that you're born with. So you're plenty enough. Now just give yourself the permission to do these 3 things so you can attract what you want into your life.
That is just so deeply inspiring. And I know that for this law of attraction category, this was something that each of us can take away as a practical way to approach being an entrepreneurial woman, but yet you have brought in so much spirituality into it, with just the understanding that we're so much more than what we appear on our labels, our titles, even past drama where we may have some stigma attached to it. And you could say, let it go. That's not you.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you so much. I have truly enjoyed our conversation today. Any words of insights in our last minute with our audience for women entrepreneurs?
Yes, I shared earlier that if you're looking to build a business or if you already have a business and you want to really look at to see if you're aligned with who you are and the kind of people you want to work with, then I highly recommend you go through the secret to getting paid for what you already know. It's on my website, www.liminhuang.com/free gift. So get a download there and go through the workbook, go to a quiet place and where there's no noise, just being you, and give yourself permission to create that dream life and the $1 million business or dream business that you want and impacting the world.
And it's so needed. I am so grateful. For those that just listen to her website, it will also be in the description. And I definitely encourage you to connect with her. She's a wealth of knowledge and just so delightfully passionate about helping other women.
Thank you so much, Shobha. It's such a pleasure to be on your show. We've always had such a great conversation.
If you're open to it, I'd love to have you back again in the near future.
Oh, I'll be honored.
Thanks again for tuning in. Check out the links in the description and please subscribe, follow, and share. And continue to be omnipresent.